coming to the characteristics of primary group. Primary group is very small in size. Physical proximity will be there, comparatively stable, similarity of background, unspecialized character, and personal relations. And the relations are end in themselves and direct in contact. Then importance of personal group. Primary group is the birthplace of human nature. Primary groups help in socialization of the individuals and maintain social control over them. Teaches the members to work in the society according to their rules, and primary groups are the nuclear cells of social organization. And primary groups induces the development of individual personalities. And it provides inner satisfaction to the individual. It encourages the work efficiency, leads the individual towards humanization. Then culture is transmitted, then agencies of socialization, then satisfy primary needs. Okay, సో మనకి ప్రైమరీ నీడ్స్ అంటే ఏంటో తెలుసు కదమ్మా. ఫుడ్, షెల్టర్, cloth. Then nowadays it's education, financial needs, all these are met by the primary groups. Then work efficiency, మనం ఇంట్లో పెద్దవాళ్ళని చూసి we will be motivated and we work together, and మన ఇంట్లో వాళ్ళని సాటిస్ఫై చేయడానికి వర్క్ చేస్తాము, ఫ్రెండ్స్ని సాటిస్ఫై చేయడానికి వర్క్ చేస్తుంటాము కదా. దెన్ మనకి ఆఫ్ కోర్స్ మనం హ్యూమన్ బీయింగ్గా డెవలప్ కావడానికి కూడా ప్రైమరీ గ్రూప్స్ చాలా అవసరం. దెన్ కల్చర్ ఈజ్ ట్రాన్స్మిటెడ్. మన పెద్దవాళ్ళు నేర్పిస్తారు మనకి, వాళ్ళ పెద్దవాళ్ళు నేర్పించుంటారు, మనం నెక్స్ట్ జనరేషన్కి నేర్పిస్తాము కదా. సో ఆల్ దీస్ ఆర్ ద నీడ్స్ met by the groups. Then center of recreation. Status is provided to the child and provides security, social security, economic security, and psychological security. Then coming to the secondary group. So these secondary groups refer to a formal impersonal group in which there is a little social intimacy or mutual understanding. The example, business organizations, political parties, and labor unions. సో ప్రైమరీ గ్రూప్స్కి సెకండరీ గ్రూప్స్కి తేడా తెలుస్తుంది కదా మీకు. ప్రైమరీ గ్రూప్స్ వచ్చేసి ఎగ్జాంపుల్ మన ఫ్యామిలీ, బెస్ట్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ వేసి మన ఫ్యామిలీ. సెకండరీ గ్రూప్స్ అంటే ఏంటి, ఫార్మల్ అండ్ ఇంపర్సనల్ గ్రూప్. అంటే దే కెన్ బి టర్మినేటెడ్ అట్ ఎనీ టైమ్ ఆర్ దే కెన్ బి కంటిన్యూడ్ ఫర్ లాంగ్ టైమ్, బట్ దే ఆర్ వెరీ ఫార్మల్. ప్రైమరీ గ్రూప్స్ ఏంటి, దే ఆర్ ఇన్ఫార్మల్. ఫార్మల్ అంటే తెలుసు కదా, కొన్ని పద్ధతులు ఉంటాయి. మనం ఇన్ఫార్మల్ గ్రూప్స్లో ఏమవుతుంది, వీఆర్ ఇండిపెండెంట్, మనము వి గివ్ రెస్పెక్ట్ టు అదర్స్, అట్ ద సేమ్ టైమ్ వీ విల్ బీ గివెన్ ఇండిపెండెన్స్ టు మూవ్ యాజ్ we like, as directed by the elders. So here the secondary groups refers to the formal impersonal groups in which there is a little social intimacy or mutual understanding. Example, business organizations, political parties, labor unions, etc. So examples చూస్తే మీకు అర్థమైపోతుంది. Then the relationship between the members is very superficial and there is only indirect exertion of influence amongst them. Okay, సో ఈ రిలేషన్షిప్ కూడా చాలా సూపర్ఫిషియల్గా ఉంటుంది, ఆల్మోస్ట్ ఇండైరెక్ట్గానే ఉంటుంది ఇదంతా కూడా. అంటే వెన్ ఎవర్ ద ఇండివిజువల్ వాంట్స్ టు కంటిన్యూ హీ కెన్, ఇఫ్ అట్ ఆల్ హీ వాంట్స్ టు విత్డ్రా హీ కెన్ విత్డ్రా with the acceptance of other members. So this is total formal group. So here the definition has been given by sociologists like Ogburns and P.H. Landis. Okay, so secondary groups are those that are relatively casual and impersonal in their relationships, and the relationships in them are usually comprehensive rather than mutually helpful. So these relationships are competitive rather mutually helpful. The groups which provide experience lacking in intimacy are called secondary groups. So what are the characteristics of secondary group? So first we have seen the characteristics of secondary group, like they are very small in size, they it fulfills the primary needs, and they are very intimate, very affectionate. All these characteristics are we have seen in primary groups. Now we will see what are the characteristics in secondary groups. So these secondary groups are big in size, indirect relationships, contractual relationships, impersonal relationships, and then partial relations will be maintained, satisfy the secondary needs like recreations, education, cooperation in the to live in the society, and other needs also. Then membership is voluntary. So if the person is he wants to continue, he can. Otherwise, that his membership may be terminated. Only with the willingness of that particular individual, the membership may be given. And these secondary groups are temporary and permanent. So already I told you, if at all this membership the person wants to continue forever, he can take a permanent membership. No, he doesn't want to continue, then he can withdraw in between also. So that is why it is both temporary and permanent. Then the elements of social secondary groups. So we will see what are the elements: formal and impersonal relationships. How they are. The group does not exert any primary influence upon its members. They do not meet face to face, and they perform their jobs, can carry out their order, and pay their dues, and still may not see each other face to face. ఇప్పుడు మనకి ప్రజెంట్గా మనకి కంపెనీస్ ఉన్నాయి కదా, సాఫ్ట్వేర్ కంపెనీస్లో ఎక్కువగా అలాగే ఉంటాయి. ఫారిన్ కంపెనీస్ని తీసుకుంటారు, దే విల్ బికమ్ ద క్లయింట్స్ అండ్ దే విల్ డూ ద వర్క్ అండ్ దే విల్ బి పేడ్. దట్స్ ఇట్. దే డోంట్ కమ్ ఇన్ కాంటాక్ట్ విత్ డైరెక్ట్లీ. ఓకే. దెన్ లార్జ్ ఇన్ సైజ్. దే మే బీ స్ప్రెడ్ ఆల్ ఓవర్ ద వరల్డ్. ఒక వరల్డ్ అనే కాదు, లోకల్గా కూడా ఉండొచ్చు. చిన్న చిన్న ఆర్గనైజేషన్స్ ఉంటాయి కదా, ఇప్పుడు మహిళా మండలి ఇట్లాంటివి చాలా ఉంటాయి. Then options of membership. The membership is most of the secondary group is not compulsory. So depending upon the interest of the individual, the membership may be given. Then active and inactive members. Due to lack of intimate relations amongst themselves and large size in the groups, some of the members of a secondary group are active while others are inactive. Then formal groups. A secondary group is regulated by formal rules, and a formal authority is set up and clear-cut division of labor is made. In fact, the stability of a secondary group depends upon its organization. Then usually these the rules and regulations are framed by that particular secondary group, and they will have some executive body and working committee like that, and they based on the framed rules only they have to work. Sometimes depending upon the needs, these rules may be changed also. Next, goal oriented. The main purpose of secondary group is to fulfill a specific function. So in secondary group, the status of individual depends on the role and not upon his personal quality or birth. మనకి ఫ్యామిలీలో ఏమవుతుంది, totally that is based on the personal birth, mainly based on the birth, and based on the personal qualities, the primary groups will be given. Then importance of secondary group. The organized functioning with set rules and regulations, clear-cut authority, and a division of labor amongst its members has facilitated efficient achievement of its goals. Then these groups provide greater channels of opportunity for development of individual talents. Based on the individual talent, they will be assigned some special work or special functions to fulfill their activities. Then a secondary group broadens the outlook of its members beyond the vested interests of the primary group. It is more universal, and in its judgment, it is more universal in its judgment than the primary group, which is influenced by local customs and personal attitudes, and it may shatter the bonds of provinciation and casteism. Then here the differences have been given in this table. Just we have a glance, because already we read about we read about the primary and secondary groups. Okay, so now we will have a glance at the differences. The first, in primary group what is the size, and in secondary group what will be the size. Then this primary group will be very small in size and area, and usually defined area like family, study group, etc. In secondary groups, widespread in size as well as area. Then types of cooperation, there will be direct cooperation in primary groups, and intimate bonding will be there. Then in among secondary groups, that cooperation will be indirect, and to achieve only group activities, group objectives, and no personal bonding. Then kind of structures based on the informal structures. No no detailed rules are drafted, and the members to work spontaneously in judgment with each other. Here in secondary groups, regulated by a set of formal rules, and a formal authority is set up and designed the designed the powers, and clear cut division of labor amongst its members will be there. Then how will be the relations? In case of primary groups, the relations will be direct, personal, and intimate. Very close relationship will be maintained. In case of secondary groups, that will be indirect and not face to face, and then it's only formal. Okay, so the other groups, other types of classification we have seen, isn't it? The other groups, like other types of classification, like in groups, out groups, and reference group. So these, how they are described in these in group, feel strong identification and loyalty with the members of their own groups, own groups different, and either culturally or racially. Out groups is a group or category to which people feel they do not belong. Then reference group, it's a reference group is a group that people use as a standard in evaluating or understanding themselves and their attitudes and their behavior. And regarding in groups and out groups, this in group is a social category to which persons feel they belong and share a consciousness or awareness of kind. In other words, these are the groups for which we precede with the pronoun my, such as my family, my nation, my caste, my occupation groups, etc. So see, look at this picture. The birds of the same feather flock together. So this is the in group, best example for in group. Important characteristics of in group are mutual sympathy towards one another, and mutual cooperation and helps, and goodwill and respect for mutual benefits and rights, a sentiment of solidarity and we feeling, and a feeling of tolerance, compassion, and generosity, and preferential behavior with the members. What about the out groups? We will see how the out groups are described. An outgroup is a group or category to which people feel they do not belong. సో ఇవన్నీ మీకు ఎలా కనిపిస్తుందమ్మా? సెకండరీ గ్రూప్కి ప్రైమరీ గ్రూప్ వచ్చేసి ఇన్ గ్రూప్స్ సిమిలారిటీ ఉంది కదా, తర్వాత అవుట్ గ్రూప్స్ వచ్చేసి సెకండరీ గ్రూప్స్కి. So we treat most members of our groups as others. We have the feeling of difference, then avoidance, disgust, competition, suspicious, and scam towards them. So what are the characteristics of in groups and out groups? So in groups tends to be stereotype, label the out groups members such as racists, barbarians, and anti-capitalists, then revolutionaries, etc. Any threat from the out group increases the solidarity of in group. Then reference group. So Mustafa Sharif defined reference group as these groups are meant to which the individual relates himself as a part, and or to which he aspires to relate himself psychologically. And the term reference group was coined by Herbert Hyman, and reference group is which is used as a basic for comparison and evaluation. And a reference group may or may not be a membership group. And there are two types of reference groups are there: positive reference group and negative reference group. These positive reference groups are the ones we want to be accepted by, and thus uh, we want to be a film actor, or we might be carefully observe this and intimate behavior of film actors. This is an example that is given in reference group. Then negative reference groups are these groups we don't be identified with any name or any identity, then try to avoid resembling members of a particular group, so imitation will be there. Okay, so this is about different classifications. So mostly the primary and secondary group classification is mostly used, then next in group and out groups, and then reference groups. Okay ma, thank you.